So if you feel like you've lost yourself, the first thing that I want you to know is that this happens. This is something that just happens. We have to get a bit lost sometimes in order to find ourselves again. And if you're lost, then you're at a place where you're not going back to where you were, and you're going somewhere else, somewhere new that you haven't been. And so this space in the middle where you feel lost is actually a place of transformation and initiation, if you like, into a new new version of yourself, basically. So this is something that is normal, and it happens, and sometimes it happens because of a trauma response. For example, we might have been giving a lot of ourselves away, and in the process we might have got lost through people pleasing, through really expelling our energy too much so that we feel very depleted, and this can make us feel lost. When we've been maybe doing something that we don't love for a really long time because we think we should. Whenever there's a lot of shoulds overshadowing our life, we can feel lost. So this just happens. It's one of these things where we start to learn what works for us and what doesn't work for us. So actually it's really important to go through these periods of our life, and you will come out of it and you'll know yourself even better once you're through it. But it takes time. So if you're feeling like, oh my God, I've lost myself and I don't know how to find myself again, just remove the pressure. And it really is about taking one day at a time. If that's too much, then it's one thing at a time, just the next possible thing. Because when we feel lost within ourselves, it doesn't feel good. We feel really disconnected. We can actually feel depressed at times whenever we're feeling lost within ourselves. And this disconnection from ourselves and all the symptoms that come with it, all the overthinking and the sort of mental torture that comes with it, is a call to reconnect back to yourself. So the first thing that I want to say is that if you feel lost and you are actually thinking about someone else a lot, you're very much focused on the outside, you're focused on another person or a relationship, this feeling of feeling disconnected is your body's alarm system saying, hello, I need you to reconnect back to you. So how do we do that? The first thing I think is to take space as much as you can, and really get quiet. Actually, I think that one of the first things that I do whenever I feel lost is spend time on my own. If you can remove yourself from a situation that's been stressful, this is going to really help your nervous system. And in the past for me, I've got caught in the trap of thinking, no, I should just be healed enough for me to not be triggered by this or that, or for me to not find this thing stressful, when actually our environment massively affects our nervous system. And so sometimes removing ourselves from a situation or a connection or a relationship is just so massively beneficial for our nervous system at particular points in our life, so that we can get perspective, distance, space, and just see things more clearly. So that's the first thing. Look at your environment. Look at where you're expelling your energy. Where are you giving away energy, and where are you getting energy? Because you want to keep the things that are actually giving you that life force energy, where you leave a conversation or a thing or something that you were doing actually feeling more energized. So work out, what are those things? What are the things that are giving you energy, and what are the things and the people that are depleting it? And you want to find a way to step by step reduce those things that are depleting your energy, because that's showing you where you're not, in alignment with yourself. The other thing I would say about that, though, is that we'll have more capacity to do certain things and be a certain way whenever we have reduced our stress in our life and regulated our nervous system. But it really is a matter of looking at where are the biggest stresses in my life, and one by one, just working through them, one by one. You can't do it all at once. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself by thinking that you've got to do everything all at once, but looking one by one, where can I resolve this stress, or where can I remove myself from this situation, or where can I take space from it? Do that first. Then you'll be able to have more energy to focus on the things and the people that you love. So, you know, you take some space, you regulate, you sleep better, you eat better, you've got more energy for exercise, and those things are going to give you a lot of life force energy again. And from there, you can start to play and to be creative. And this really helps you to reconnect back to yourself again. It has to be in this order though, because you very often don't have the energy to be creative when you have all of this other stuff going on that's stressing out your nervous system. We just don't have the capacity to go into play because, you know, if you think about it, in order for us to be creative and to play, our nervous system needs to feel that it's safe enough to do that. But when our nervous system is filled with stress hormones, we really in our body think, I'm in danger, there's something wrong. So we don't have the energy or the capacity or the safety within ourselves to be able to, you know, play and be fun and be playful and creative. We don't have that. So that's why it's so important first to recognize where the energy is expelling to and work on those things one by one first. The other thing I would say, a way to regulate is to and to reconnect back to yourself again, is to just put yourself in new situations, you know, things that actually might scare you a bit even, but new situations that are going to really give you an insight to yourself of what you love, what you don't love, where you can build your confidence in certain places. Like maybe it's a dance class, maybe it's an art class, maybe it's you know, just going to a language lesson thing, or just something where you're putting yourself in a new situation. Learning is really regulating. So anything that you can put yourself in a situation where you're learning something new is very regulating and helps you to connect back to yourself. Being around people, depending on if you're an introvert or an extrovert, this could either fuel you or deplete you. But very often when we find the right social settings for ourselves, we begin to regulate again, because community and connection is everything when it comes to regulation and finding ourselves. You will feel more connected to yourself the more regulated you are. And when you're regulated in your nervous system, you'll be able to just know stuff. You'll know what you want to do. The answers will come to you rather than you needing to find them. So that's why the number one thing to learn to do when you feel lost is to regulate your nervous system, because a lot of things will just naturally become very clear then. This is something that I work on a lot in the Conscious Creators Masters Academy. And actually one of the really main things about the Conscious Creators Masters Academy is the community and the very safe support with people that you get to know, new people, learning all the time. It's a very regulating space where you reconnect back to yourself and build the confidence to do these new things. So if you wanted to join that, that's actually just gone live on my website for July. You can book in a discovery call for that if that's something that you're interested in. It's an amazing 3 months, honestly. I can't tell you how much I love doing this program. So that's there. So yeah, in summary with this, regulation is your number one priority. And like I say, looking at the ways that your energy is being lost and where you're getting it from, and focusing your time as much as possible on the things that bring you energy, starting to set boundaries, say no to things where you're being depleted, is going to be a really good place to start as well. And then you'll find yourself naturally being more playful and creative and sociable, which is going to help you regulate yourself more, which is going to give you more energy to try new things, which is going to help you with the novelty that you can use to basically get to know what you like, what you don't like, who you are, what you want in your life, what you don't want in your life, what kind of things you want. And all of these things will start to become clearer and clearer the more that you regulate. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like any more information about anything that I do, like some one-to-one coaching or to come on to the Conscious Creators, let me know. You can email me or send me a direct message, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.